Hi, I'm Robert Plank, and my website is papertemplate.com, and I want to show you today how to navigate this thing called WordPress menus. It's kind of scary at first, but the advantage is once you get the hang of using this stuff called menus, you have a lot of control over the things in your sidebar of your blog and in the top links. So if you've seen any of these WordPress blogs or just blogs in general where they have text or links across the top bar, and it seems like, well, these aren't alphabetical, and so it seems like they were able to kind of mix and match different things in here, and some of these have drop down menus. And so this is a thing officially called a WordPress menu, and I want to show that to you today. I want to show you how to create two kinds of navigation on your WordPress sites: the top menu, and then custom links on the sidebar, like these kinds of things, where we can group different sets of links, which might send people to like different posts on our blog, like the best of posts, or to some of the pages on our site, like our contact page, or even off of our site, including links that open in a new window. See, I left clicked on that link just now, it opened in a new window, and then I might right click on other links and they open in the same window. So we're covering that as well today. The shortcut to get to this is to go to Appearance Menus. Now, maybe you've only used the Appearance menu in WordPress to change your theme or something, but I'll show you Appearance Menu where we can assemble these. I just think of them as groups of, they could be links to other websites or other pages. They can be links to individual pages and posts on our own site. And we can customize what the text shows up as. So for example, you might have a contact page and the actual name of the page is contact me here or something, and you can have the link be, say, just the word contact. So we can link to parts of our site and have the link text be different than the actual page or post on your site. So we're going to go to Appearance Menus, and then I like to name my first menu main menu, that because I mean I never really know what to call it. And then if I have a set of links on a sidebar, I usually call those resources. Okay, and then the other thing I want to show you that you might not be aware of is there is a tiny little white tab kind of deal in the top right, and you can pop that down and unlock a couple of advanced features. For example, if you want to link to posts on your site instead of pages, right? So a page could be like a contact us page or an about us page, and then that's a page right there, and that's like navigation in your site. And then a post is just a past journal entry. So for example, if you had an about me page, that doesn't really have a date on it, right? It's just a page that exists on your site. But then if you made an update a month ago on a post, on a journal entry, that's what that is. So Appearance Menus is where we go and assemble the menu, and then there are two ways to use it. In the sidebar, you go to Appearance Widgets, and the widget is called a custom menu. So I'll show you that to you too, but basically you have a WordPress sidebar, and then you have boxes within that sidebar, and these boxes are called widgets. So you can drag in like a search box, you can drag in a menu here, which is a list of links on the sidebar. You can put like a login, log out button on your page, things like that. So widgets are things that go on your sidebar, so you can assemble a group of links as a menu and then go to the widgets and add that menu to your sidebar, and of course rearrange and all that cool stuff. And then you can also use your menu in the top navigation for your theme, depending on the theme. So your theme might not support it, but I'll make sure to switch to some that actually support it. And if we want to get even super fancier, we can even use the Jetpack Widget Visibility plugin to change the menus that appear on our sidebar depending on if the user's logged in or logged out or in different categories or all kinds of fanciness. But let's not get too carried away before we have some fun with this. So go to our WordPress dashboard by going to our site /wp-admin, and if you used older versions of WordPress or if you've upgraded from older versions, you're going to have this links area of your sidebar, and this is kind of being phased out. So you might still have this because they don't want you to upgrade WordPress and for your old WordPress to break. But if you have a new version of WordPress, you're not going to be having the link to click on the sidebar because now it's being moved to appearance menus instead. So if you miss links or you wonder what happened to WordPress links, now it's all about appearance menus. So let's just keep it simple to start off. I have my WordPress blog here. There's nothing on it, and I want to make the theme something where there's a right sidebar. So let me make it maybe like a 2012 theme. Oh, got to add a new theme here. So I'll install the 2012 theme. That way we can just use something that we're used to dealing with and has the sidebar on the right. So we visit the site. Now here is what the 2012 theme looks like. But your blog's going to look different, but same idea. On the usually the right side, there is a sidebar. So we want to be able to control, for starters, let's start with the sidebar. And by default, they'll have some stuff on here, and usually you don't want to have all this, right? You don't want to have a link to log in. You don't want to have categories if you have none. So let's create a menu and then put that menu on the sidebar. So we'll go to our dashboard for WordPress. Once this loads, we're going to go to Appearance Menus. So Appearance Menus right there. And right now it looks like we might have a menu, but don't be fooled. There's no menu yet, right? Because it's asking us for a name and then click create menu. So as I said, if I am creating top links at the top of the site, I call it main menu. Or if I am creating links on the sidebar, I call it resources, right? And those would be like links to other sites. So let me create the menu first. And don't worry, you can make, 10 or 20 menus if you want. So we've created this menu called resources, and then now there are these floaty blocks, and this is a link basically to every single page. Now not every post, but just the pages, just the navigation on our site, just to kind of be it's trying to be helpful. So there's a link to go home and all these other things. So let me delete all of these just so we can start from scratch. Okay, so now there's nothing in the menu, no items in the menu. And so what we do is we go on the left side and we can choose pages, posts, custom links, or categories, and then add them to the menu on the right. So let me keep it simple and let me add in some custom links. So I just go to the custom links area and type in robertplank.com, Robert Plank blog, click add to menu. And then now this Robert Plank blog is a link in the menu. If I want to link to papertemplate.com, I can say the URL is papertemplate.com, the link text is papertemplate, add that. And let me add a couple more. Let me add website remote. That's enough for you to get an idea of how that works. So we've clicked and add those, and so the first thing, now that we've added them, we can drag and rearrange these in any order that we want. Okay, and so let's just keep it alphabetical order for now. Click on Save Menu. Now this menu is ready to be used, as we said, on the top or on the sidebar. And what's cool too is, you can use the same menu multiple places as well. But let me go Appearance Widgets. And right now there's all this other stuff. So let's delete everything so that we don't get confused. There's stuff for the recent posts and categories and just a bunch of stuff. So let's delete all the existing sidebar items. We're going to go to Custom Menu on the left, click and hold down and drag it up to the main sidebar, select Menu Resources. So it's very important that you first of all created your menu, you made sure to save it, you go to Widgets, Custom Menu, drag it over, and then be sure to select it, because if you don't select it, it won't know which menu. And then I like to add a title because otherwise it looks funny, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So we added a title called Resources and created our menu. Now if you visit the site, we can see that the only thing on the sidebar was that menu called Resources that we created, and then we added the custom menu widget to that sidebar. So what we can do now is we can go back to the widgets and we can add anything else you want. Like if you wanted to add in recent comments, if you wanted to add in recent posts. If you want to add back in a search box, maybe put it above the list of resources, we can do all those things and then visit the site again. And then now it looks like an actual blog site where we've got a search box, got our resources, got our posts, and all that stuff. And I mean, we can go back to this area and we can add a new menu. And like in my blog for robertplank.com, what I have here is so I have a bunch of menus for the sidebar. I created a menu listing all my books. So I did the same thing I showed you here is I made a menu, named it books, and then went to custom links and then put in the URL for each of my books on Amazon.com, dragged them over, and then saved it as a menu called books. Then I made a menu called courses, and I went to custom links and added links to make a product, to podcast crusher, to a bunch of stuff. And so now I have a lot of different menus, or as we said, groups of links that we can play around with. And then, so in this site, robertplank.com, in the widgets, now I went and had, let's see, where's the sidebar? To the narrow one. Okay, so it's this. Some themes have multiple sidebars for you, but I had search box, and then I dragged in all these different menus of my site. Cool, right? Now, menus and sidebar widgets and things aren't limited to just off-site navigation. So this is a membership site we have called Membership Queue where people can actually pay money and log in. And we want to have links to the different modules of your site. And maybe, even for just a regular blog, you might want to list your best blog posts on every page of your sidebar. And I think on Robert Plank, we actually do have a top post. So if I go on the sidebar, there's a list of I think they're like my 15 or so best blog posts. And I did the same, or I did a similar thing. I made a menu, okay, and I went to appearance menus. And one of the menus I created was called top posts. And okay, so I showed you already how we could have the custom link in there. We can click on and select different pages and click on add to menu that way. And then you can also do it with blog posts. And the secret to this is you go up to the top and click on this screen options. This will put down this thing. And usually I believe posts are unchecked. We can check posts at the top here. Then when we scroll down, now we can go back to any of our old posts, and I think you can just flip through the different pages here, but you can flip through, and I think this is in alphabetical order. We can just check old posts, add to menu, and the reason why this is super cool is we can drag and rearrange the order that these go in. We can also change the title of the link linking to the content. So this blog post here, for example, is called Pain of Disconnect, but maybe I want to have just a short link on the sidebar. I don't want to change the name of the post itself, but I want to link to the Pain of Disconnect post. Okay, so we can rename, we can drag and rearrange, and we can have multiple menus, and we can mix and match pages, posts, and custom links, and even I guess categories, but I usually just do pages, posts, and custom links. And so we can have something on the sidebar. And so in this case, let me show you the widgets for this. So the widgets for I'll actually use a different plugin for that. So all right, let me do this from scratch to show you how we did this. So what we wanted to do was have links to module 1, module 2, and so on our site. So I can go to menus, and I'm going to make a menu, so create a new menu, and we'll call this modules. So create that. And then we go and we want pages, I'll view all, and I'm looking for the module 1, module 2, and so on. So I'll go to, this is 3.0, and we will just check all these in order. Okay, add to menu, and then great. If this happened to add out of order, we could always rearrange. Then click Save Menu, and then we go to the widgets, and then we go and find Custom Menu, click and drag and hold down, and then we want the modules menu here. So you can see I was using some other plugin for that, but now I don't have to. Now I can do this using the built-in WordPress functionality. Cool. Next, what we want to show you how to do is how to have some of these links open in a new window. Very easy to do if you use that screen options tab. So remember how I said you can just click and drag things over? Well, you can go to the screen options tab at the top, drop this down, and so there's, this first area is what you can pick from. And then here, this is what you could, how you can adjust the links, right? And I like to check link target, so left click on that. So what does that do? Well, now we have this checkbox where we can open the link in a new tab if we want to or not. So, I mean, you might in a menu have to go and check every single one, but if we have this checked, then when we go to click on the link in the sidebar, then this could potentially open in a new tab. So the secret to that is screen options, link target, and then you can have your links in a menu, which therefore go on a widget, open in a new tab if that's what you want. And then just to wrap things up, I want to show you how to add top navigation to your site. So not all themes support this, but most recent ones do. So I showed you a lot of create a theme or create a menu, sorry, and then drag the widgets over to the sidebar however I want it. But what about this top area? Well, it depends on how they do it. So it looks like, so this particular theme, the place I usually start, I see if the theme has like a theme options area. This one doesn't, but I can click on customize. And for some reason it's not, okay, so for some reason it's previewing the menus as a drop down kind of deal. Oh, and it might be just, I think it's because I'm just on a small screen size. Yeah, see if I zoom out, okay, so this is showing up correctly. So I can preview this menu at the top. So the place to go is menus, menu location. So here's a list of all the menus you have, menu locations, and then we can say, okay, well we have top, and so your theme might have none of these or a bunch of these. So my theme has top navigation, which is this, and then it has footer navigation, which I might have turned off, I believe. But I have top navigation, and I can switch this and see how I can. So I made different menus earlier, and I dragged in, links to my courses. I dragged in links to books. So we can set. We have lots of crazy stuff here. So we can set this to main menu, and for some reason it's. Oh, I think it crashed on me. All right. Well, if this was going to save properly, then that's what you do. But for some reason, the tab crashed on me. So let me close and open that back up. So if that happened to you, if you either like the preview's not working correctly, I believe you can also go back to the menus area and then choose a menu. So let's say I want to create my main menu at the top, and then all right, so I've made that. Now we can click on Manage Locations, and then we can. This is maybe this is an easier way to assign things. Now we can just say, well, I can have the footer blank or the top blank. So let me try that. I can save changes. So this way we don't have to use that customizer screen. But we can say, okay, well, I've set no top menu. So I think this is just listing the pages of my site. But I can say for the top navigation, list my books, save changes for that, refresh that, and oh cool, here's my books. Or I can have my main menu there. Okay, so we created a main menu and set it at the top navigation. And as we're winding this down, you might be wondering, well, okay, so I can create a menu, right? Which is a collection of links, some offsite, some not. I can put them on the sidebar. I can go to menu or manage locations, and I can assign that menu to the top. That's great. But what about this drop down stuff? Like, do I need a special plugin? No. This is supported by your theme usually. We can edit the menus. And so you know how I showed you like for books and things like that, I dragged different things on here. Well, we can choose one of these and we can click and hold down and kind of move it out to the side. And now this becomes a sub menu. All right. And that is what I did with the main menu. So I created my main menu and I said, okay, well, I'm going to make a menu item called, or linking to a page of all my top posts. Great. I'm going to drag the actual post below it. But then once I had all these posts here, I dragged it out of here. So now it's indented, or it's a sub menu. So see, I could have all these posts. And let me just show you what this would do. If I just kind of added a bunch of posts and some pages and I refreshed, what this is doing is it's kind of it's cramming too much stuff on here. Like if your menu kind of wraps around and has multiple rows, it's too much clutter. We want to organize it together. So we can click and hold down and put it under the menu we want and just kind of indent it like that. And then we can save the menu right there and then go back to the site, refresh it. And so by making these items submenus, I can hover over the top level menu item and then have the submenus underneath that. So when I created my links to my different books and I created custom links, dragged them over, well, how would I make a structure for this? Well, usually what I like to do is I'll get a custom link and I'll have it linked to the front page of my blog. So robertplank.com, or even just a slash is probably faster. So this links to the .com level. And I can say I'm going to have my productivity books. So I'll click on that and have a productivity drop down. And then I'll have a WordPress drop down for my WordPress books. Great. So I've created a link for productivity that just links right back to my blog, and then a link for WordPress that links back to my blog. And if I wanted to be super fancy, I could later on create a page on the site listing my books and make these pages, but whatever. And then now what I want to do is I can just say for daily task, click and hold down, put it under productivity, and then kind of indent it out. Set up a point and click website, indent it out. Double agent marketing, indent it out. And now when I save the menu, let me see what happens. Well, nothing changes on the top menu because this is still set to the, what's it called? The main menu. But if I go back to where I had my books in the sidebar, best-selling books, see how I could kind of group them together. So that's kind of cool. I can see, all right, well, there's all the WordPress books, and now indented is a list of books. So that's kind of cool. Well, I can also say, now I manage locations, and if I wanted to try out putting the list of books at the top of the site, I can go change it from main menu to books, click Save Changes, go to the top of the site and refresh. Well, now I can see, well, these two links are top level links, but then productivity, there's the drop down, and WordPress, there's these drop downs. So if you see this top drop down kind of stuff, this is just a WordPress menu, and we created sub menu items by having things for the top level and then clicking and dragging and hold down and indenting those sub items that we wanted. So we create a menu, then we use it in the sidebar, or use it on top, and then we have these sub menus as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and manage locations, and I'm going to set this as the main menu as well. And now one final thing before we call this quits is, if you have a membership site, you might want to have a certain set of links when members are logged in, and then not show those links when members are logged out. Or if you have a blog, you might want to show the links within that category or things like that. So to do that, we're going to use the Widget Visibility plugin in Jetpack. So we're going to go to Plugins, Add New, and then we search for the word Jetpack. And there it is right there. We install this. This is a plugin created by the people who made WordPress, and it's just the missing features of WordPress basically. So we install that, click on Connect Jetpack. We're fueled up and ready to go, and we're going to scroll down and we're looking for the Widget Visibility plugin. And I think they moved this. So we scroll down and click on See the Other Jetpack Features. And Widget Visibility is the one we want. So it looks like we want to activate this. So I'm going to left click on it and make sure I click activate it to turn on widget visibility. Alright, so that's on there. And then we can go back to the widgets. And what this should add, and the way we know that it's enabled, is that we should see a visibility button next to our widgets. So what we can do is we can say, well, if I want to show them, and I've created different menus, like a one menu for logged in people, one menu for logged out people, or different login boxes and things. I can say, well, I want to show them the membership cube menu when they're logged in. So you add in both. You add in the menu that people will see when they're logged out and the menu they'll see when they're logged in. Click on visibility and we say show if user is logged in. Save that one. And then if we want to show a different widget when they're logged out, we can pop that down, visibility, and then we'll say show if user is logged out. Cool. So that way we can create a ton of different menus, a ton of different sidebar items, and then use the widget visibility plugin to show or hide different items depending on if members are logged in or logged out. So we went to appearance menus to create a group of website, offsite links, or pages or posts. Then I usually name mine main menu for the top and resources for the sidebar, but you can name them whatever you want. You can make a bunch of menus if you want. If you want to have your links open in a new tab, or if you want to link to different posts and click and drag, you just go to screen options at the top, pop that down, and then to use it in your sidebar, go to appearance widgets and drag the custom menu widget over to your sidebar, and then to use it to your top bar, use appearance customize, or appearance menus manage locations, and then you can choose, and it depends on your theme. So your theme might be old, your theme might suck, and you might not be able to put menus in places. But I know that the official WordPress themes all have this, and many of the paid premium themes have this as well. And for extra ultra customization for your sidebar, you can use Jetpack and the Widget Visibility plugin to hide or show the widgets on your site. And you can even go as far as saying, well, if the category is list building, show the links for that. If the date is this month that we're looking at, show that. So we can have a lot of control, but the way I normally use it is show this menu if users are logged in, or show that other menu if users are logged out. Once you get the hang of menus, then now you won't be missing the old links page from WordPress ever again. Now it's appearance menus because you have a lot more control. Put them in widgets, put them on your top sidebar, all kinds of good stuff. I'm Robert Plank from papertemplate.com, and that was how to customize your menus and play around with sidebar links, rearrange, create submenus, and rename in WordPress. So check out papertemplate.com to create landing pages in WordPress, and thank you.